Hello students, let us start our new session of chapter number 4, Motion in a Plane. In an earlier session, we understood that how the addition operation can be performed between two vectors using triangle method. Now let us understand that how the subtraction of the vector can be defined in terms of addition of vectors. So here, while we want to perform a subtraction between two vectors A and B, so let us first invert the direction of the vector B. So if we are having a vector A, keep it in the same direction, and if we are having a vector B, first perform a multiplication with the scalar. Let us take lambda equal to -1. So minus 1 multiply with the vector B. So now the direction of the vector will be opposite and it is represented as minus B. Now add A plus minus B vector. So we are having A minus B. The resultant vector will be carried out as A minus B. That you can represent over here with the diagram. As vector A, keep it as it is. Vector B, let us invert its direction and represent as a minus B. Keep its magnitude same, just direction will be opposite. So now, let us take vector A. From the head point of vector A, let us start to define a vector minus B. So that will be the resultant vector is A minus B. Other way the addition also can be possible, that from the head point of vector A represent a vector B, as you can see in the diagram B. So vector A and vector B, then it will give the result in form of addition, that will be A plus B. Am I clear? Okay. Now, let us define the same mathematical operation with the parallelogram method. For the parallelogram method, let us combine or let us connect tail points of both the vectors at a common point. As you can see in the diagram A, vector A and vector B both are started from the reference point O. So here two vectors are represented, started from the common point O. Now, as you can see in the diagram B, with the vector A, draw the parallel vector A. Draw a parallel line of vector A from the point Q, from the head point of vector B. So QS represent a parallel line of a vector A. Likewise, draw a parallel vector of B. So from point S and P, between point PS, whatever the dotted line is represented, it defines a parallel line of vector B. So the diagonal vector between O and S, this represents a resultant vector. So magnitude and direction of OQ and PS would be same. So that can be interchanged, and here OPS, this represent a triangle and the resultant vector R would be A plus B. This is how, using the parallelogram method and triangle method, that particular addition of the vectors can be represented. If we want to do the subtraction, then reverse direction of the vector has been chosen. Clear, everybody? Now, let us take example regarding the same. As a rain is falling vertically with a speed of 35 meters per second. Winds start blowing after some time with a speed of 12 meter per second in east to west direction. In which direction should a boy waiting at a bus stop hold his umbrella? So what is defined over here? As you can see in the diagram, first all the direction is defined, north, south, east, west. Now it is defined in the example that rain falling vertically with the speed of 35 meter per second and wind starts blowing after some time with the speed of 12 meter per second in east to west direction. So while the east to west direction would be there, so this is defined with the VW vector. Rain is falling. While it is falling, it means it must be at the downward side. So from that same point, at the downward direction, the VR, the rain vector, is specified. So here, the resultant vector, that would be R, which is away with the theta angle from the vector VR. So here, the velocity of the rain and wind is represented as we can see in the diagram. While we want to define its resultant vector, we are using a vector addition. So R would be a resultant vector in terms of magnitude. If we want to do, then VR under root of VR square plus VW square. VR is a rain vector, VW is the wind vector. So R equal to under root of VR square plus VW square. Its velocity is given. Rain velocity is 35 meter per second. Wind velocity is 12 meter per second. By substituting its value, we are having the resultant vector, that is 37 meter per second. Now the direction is defined with the angle theta with reference to VR with the vertical direction. So tan theta equal to y by x. That would be VW divided by VR. So that is 12 by 35. That is a result value 0.343. Now theta equal to tan inverse of 0.343. So it would be 90 degree. So we can say that by analyzing this value, the boy should hold his umbrella in the vertical plane with the angle of 90 degree with the vertical towards east. Okay? Now, let us go through the next point, resolution of vectors. While we want to define a resolution, it means we are going to analyze. While we want to analyze a vector, we have to define its magnitude as well as direction. So now, how its direction and magnitude can be specified, can be defined. This thing we need to understand. Here, two vectors are defined, as you can see in the diagram, vector A and vector B. In diagram A, two vectors are there. A and B both are having a different magnitude and different direction. Now, as we focus into the diagram B, then OQ represent a vector A which is multiplied with the lambda. So direction of vector A from diagram A and in diagram B, the OQ, that direction remains same, just magnitude is increases. Same way, QP represent a vector B by its multiplied value mu. So in diagram A, whatever the vector B is represent, the same direction is QP by having a larger magnitude which is multiplied with the mu. So the resultant vector, it is defined as a capital A, that would be OQ plus QP, that is equal to lambda A plus mu B. So here This is how its a magnitude can be defined. Now, if we want to define its a direction, while we want to define a direction of any vector, we have to use any specified reference direction. That reference direction should not have any magnitude. Otherwise, our actual vector magnitude will be changed. So here, just to specify a direction, we are going to utilize a unit vector. Unit vector, it means which specify only direction having a one or unit magnitude. Unit means one. So here we are going to utilize a vector which is having a one magnitude and it specify a particular direction. So unit vectors is a vector of unit magnitude and points in a particular direction. It has no dimension and unit. It used to specify a direction only. Vectors along with the x, y and z axis of a rectangular coordinate system which is defined as I, j and k. These I, j, k vectors are unit vectors. If we are taking its absolute value, if we are taking its magnitude, then its magnitude is unity, it's 1. These vectors are perpendicular to each other. As we know, x, y, z, all these three directions are perpendicular to each other. So I represents x direction, j represents y direction and k represents z direction. This is predefined and universally accepted. So now, as you can see in the diagram, A, x direction with that I represent in a same direction parallel to it having a unity magnitude. In y direction, j vector is defined and in z direction, k vector is defined. Now, if we are taking any arbitrary point in a first quadrant and let us define the line joining or the vector between O and that arbitrary point as a vector A. So that vector A, it is available in the first quadrant, so it is having both the components x and y. So now we need to understand that of that vector A, how much component is available in x direction and how much component is available in y direction. For that, from the head point of vector A, let us align that point onto the x-axis and y-axis. While that point is available onto the x-axis, that magnitude represents a vector of A in x direction along with the direction x, so represent as a I. So Ax dot I caret. Caret defines a unit vector. And onto the y-axis, whatever the component or whatever the magnitude is available of vector A, that defines a vector A amplitude, magnitude in the direction of y, which is specified as a j caret. Am I clear? Now, as you can see in the diagram C, in diagram C, it represents that by which angle that vector A is available from the reference coordinate x. So that is represented as a theta, which defines the direction of the vector. So in diagram B, it specifies a magnitude of the vector A. In diagram C, theta represents a direction of vector A. So here we can say that A is AXI plus AYJ, and AXI can be represented, for example, A1, and AYJ, for example, represent as A2. So A equal to A1 plus A2. Now, if we want to define its direction, theta, so with the help of trigonometry, we can say that AX if we are taking, it's a cos theta. So cos theta equal to what? Ax by A. So Ax equal to A cos theta. And if we are taking sin theta, then sin theta equal to Ay by A. So Ay equal to A sin theta. So this component of vector can be positive, can be negative or 0 depending on the value of theta. Now, here we are having two ways to specify a vector A in a plane, that is in terms of magnitude A and the direction theta with the reference of x-axis and its components Ax and Ay. So here A and theta, if these two values are given, then we can determine Ax and Ay, that is the components of vector A. And if Ax and Ay are given, so from that values also we can represent a vector A in the direction angle theta can be defined by using that equations, that Ax square plus Ay square, that is equal to A square cos square theta plus A square sin square theta. Let us take A square common. So in the bracket it would be cos square theta plus sin square theta. And as per the trigonometry, as we know, cos square theta plus sin square theta equal to 1. So A square equal to Ax square plus Ay square. So A equal to what? Under root of Ax square plus Ay square. That is what its a magnitude. Now if we want to determine angle theta, then let us take tan theta. So tan theta equal to y by x. So that would be Ay by Ax. So theta equal to tan inverse Ay by Ax. This is how we can define a magnitude and angle of that vector A. So for vector we can resolve that vector in both the terms magnitude and direction. Now, if we want to specify that vector A in three components in a space, so here it can be represented along all these three directions, x, y and z axis. So here we can say that vector A, here x, y, z and vector A, all four lines are represented with the blue lines. So vector A makes the angle alpha with the reference of x coordinate. Vector A makes angle beta with reference of y coordinate. And vector A represents angle gamma with reference of z coordinate. So here Ax equal to, if we are defining in terms of cos theta, so that is a cos alpha equal to what? Ax by A. So Ax equal to A cos alpha. Now let us take angle beta. So cos beta equal to Ay by A. So Ay equal to A cos beta. And let us take angles gamma. So cos gamma equal to Az by A. So Az equal to A cos gamma. So this is how all these three vectors can be represented. If we want to get its magnitude, so A vector is specified in all these three directions, like Ax into I caret plus Ay into j caret plus Az into k caret. To take its magnitude A, as we have done for the two coordinate system x and y, the same equation can be utilized over here for three coordinates. So A equal to under root of Ax square plus Ay square plus Az square. And position vector R, that would be xi plus yj plus zk. And xyz components represents of position vector R with respect to their specific axis direction. Clear, everybody? Here we are going to end this session. Hope you understood. Thank you.